Welcome back, Pacific Pulse episode 12, brother. Riggsy and my man
Number
Vilz.
12.
Oh, we're back again, man. Back into it. Bit of flow, bit of consistency, eh?
Yeah, man.
Yo.
We need that consistency, right?
Have to, man. Have to. It's all part of it, eh? Otherwise, we get sort of lost and have the breaks and stuff. But no, it's good, man. How's your week, man, bro?
Right. Yeah. It's been quite an interesting week with another one moving out.
Yes, another one's moved out, eh?
Yeah.
Starting to get the empty nest happening.
That's it, man. That's it, brother. That's it. Yeah, it's just part of being a parent, watching your kids grow, and just moving to the next phase. And yeah, so number 3, she's sorted, moved into her house, got a driver's license, got her car, and moved in yesterday.
Hit the road.
Done.
How was the moving experience yesterday, helping them out?
Man, Jazz, this is the
Tough? Was it a tough carry?
This is a father's thing, right? You know, you're old enough to move your ass out, but you just can't let them. You got to get in there and get them done. So yeah, just like I said to you, man, did more work that I did yesterday than I do at work. Man, 5 o'clock in the morning, help one of the bros out, and he had a fencing job to do, but you know how it is. I'll help you, you help me.
Yeah.
So he was like, he could help me after he was done, 10. And I'm like, no, man, I'll be there in the morning. I'll give you And we put up a security fence. It was only like the entrance, because they moved the entrance up closer to the building of the business, because he's finishing up there. He's leaving the business, and they asked him to do that last job. And so he had to put a whole new post and all the hard work was done, like the post were all in.
Oh, sweet. So you were just putting up the fencing.
Putting up the fencing. We had to put up the wire mesh, and then we had to hang the gate.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout to Stevie out there, man. My man. He's always working hard for the family. So yeah, did that, and then moved Tiana and Oscar in.
How's the new place?
Yeah, it's good. It's good for these kids, man.
Yep.
But one hard reality that hit me was like, back when we were renting, right? We had like
A long time ago.
Oh, man,
Long time ago.
when we first got out of home and everyone's sharing rent and stuff,
Yeah.
and these kids are moved into the house by themselves, a tiny 2-bedroom unit, but that doesn't matter because they've achieved something.
Yeah.
$6.95 a week.
Bro. And where they moved into? Whereabouts?
So Oxley and Gold Coast, near Helensvale, just over the other side.
$6.90.
$6.95, 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
Yep.
They get a car park space, obviously, in the unit, or
Yeah. Well, it's like a shared driveway. It's like what do you call them?
duplex.
Duplex. It's a duplex.
Oh, bro.
So yeah, it just the pricing for these kids, man, to even move out of home is
It's for everyone, eh? Like, everyone's struggling unless you're like getting a house with 3 or 4 other people that you can sort of get on with. See, but the other thing too, like a couple of the boys at work, they were in share households before, but it's that the clash of what do you think is clean, or jobs and all that sort of stuff. The shared household chores. If someone's doing more than the other, but someone's got that personality where they'll just clean it because they just want the place clean.
Yeah.
Someone else is not pulling their weight. It's
we've been there. We've been there.
Yeah, but at the same time too, everyone was sort of on the same page, and we were like, we could have those tough conversations. We're like, oh, sweet, I have been a bit of a lazy bastard, so I will pick it up next time. Where hearing stories now, which just that's rubbish.
It's clashes, but it was easier for us too because we're all the boys. We were all bachelors. We're just in the house. Everyone just does it. But but when you got like the situation now where you've got a partner and you're young and you have to go into these shared homes and stuff. It's hectic.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hectic. But the reality is, man, $6.95, man, they can pay like someone's full mortgage. That's getting bad. That's getting ridiculous, man.
And I think we're really blessed that that we are in our own homes, so that we don't have to worry about that sort of thing. We're just paying an asset that's ours.
Yeah, man.
And it's a perfect segue there. We'll talk about God's blessings and there's grace, I guess, for you this week.
Yep.
Got anything to share? Testimony at all?
Jeez, man, there's always something to share when God's blessings comes forward.
Every day is a blessing. Isn't it?
100%. I think the my focus this week would be my daughter moving out. Yeah, even she's struggled. She's come through a lot and stuff like that. But God just keeps blessing. Right? So through the short time that we had her, from like November till yesterday, she came with nothing. And I preached to her, man, with my kids, like, man, just trust God. You just got to go through the process and you've got to lean on Him. And through that, she achieved so much in that short time that she's out now. And she's the little so-called black sheep. You always have that one that's difficult. She's the difficult one, man. But, it just shows God's grace and mercy that even the difficult ones, they get shepherded and they move on. So, man, I just thank the Lord, for the blessings to be able to sort of provide and help her get to where she is. And then when we're at her house and we let her go, we prayed over her house and her and said, like, keep following me, keep walking with Jesus. You'll be all right. So.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of those things too, like, and it comes through, I guess, the maturity in your faith too, and try and encourage them not to get caught up in that. If you do a bad thing, that God's going to hate you. It's not the case.
Yeah.
He'll always have that grace and that mercy for you no matter what. But, when it becomes a bit habitual, you'll start pulling that the blessings back a bit, until you see.
Yeah.
And I guess just for myself, really, it's just to encourage that, keep walking with him. Stay as much as you can close to him. But if you muck up, man, it's okay.
It's no problem.
It's all right.
It's just like a relationship between me and my kid. If you keep coming to me and you keep talking to me, even though you do wrong, I'm still going to love you, right? So it's with a God that loves you 1,000 times more.
Yeah, 100%.
Just put into that perspective, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't come to me, what can I do?
Yeah.
I can't speak to you in your bad times and your hard times. And that's the same with our Father God. And most of the time, like you said, we turn away and we just go, I don't want to, I've already let him down. I don't want to talk to my Father in heaven. But man, that's probably the most critical time you turn around and talk to God and say, hey man, I come forward with these things. I'm struggling with these things.
Yeah.
I need you, Jesus.
Yeah, 100%.
I haven't been behaving myself as a father. My daughter or son came and said, man, Dad, I did these things wrong. I'm so sorry. Can you please help me? Man, I'm here. And then they got a Father that loves us 1,000,000 times more. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna. It's you can't really explain or sort of put into words how much that.
Yeah.
The love and the grace that He has for you.
Amen.
Yeah. For me, it's been. I've sort of, and like in previous, I think last episode, talking about that reigniting of the fire.
Yeah.
And just getting back into the old hymns and the old worship songs and stuff.
Really so you're listening to that. Yeah.
Yeah. But one that stood out for me was "Be it unto me."
Yeah.
According to your word.
Yeah.
When Gabriel come down and saw Mary, and Gabriel said to Mary, "You're going to be the mother of God's son." And, she was like, whatever. She probably did say that at the time. But she said, "Be it unto me according to your word."
Yeah.
And I was playing that song, to work and from work, and just sitting in that peace and just really grasping it.
Yeah.
Not like just singing the words just as a good song, but just actually really grasping it.
Then hit your spirit,
Yeah. Really get into the spirit, And I was like, man, be it unto me according to your word. Be it unto me according to your word.
That's awesome.
And bro, just sitting there, man, I was just like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Be it unto me according to your word.
All right.
And I'm like, bro, so good, because He always provides,
Yeah.
Always provides. And I was just reading before when when God told Abraham to take Isaac up to the mountain to sacrifice him.
Yeah.
And Abraham said, "Yep, I'll do it."
Yeah.
Took Isaac up there. But one thing in the scripture, I think it's in Genesis 24 or something, or what? Yeah, I'll have to find it up and put it in there. But when he was going to take Isaac up there for the offering, he said to the guys, "We're going to go up. I'm going to take Isaac up. We're going to go up there and pray and worship."
Mm.
But he said to the people, he said, "We will be back. We, not I, back. We will be back." So I think a lot of people miss that, because Abraham's faith was, God's asked me to sacrifice my son, but I know
Oh, that's a good one.
You know?
Yeah.
He will be back.
Yeah.
And then he went up there, and then God said, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to provide a lamb, which obviously, don't do a bit more of a dive on it. The lamb was obviously Jesus,
Yeah.
Old Testament, New Testament, he was going to provide.
Yeah.
But then Abraham said, when he got up there, he said, this place, God's good. He named it, I forgot the name, but he said, I'll name this place because God will always provide.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll always provide. And, I was just reading that, bro. I was like, man,
Yeah.
be it unto me according to your word because you always provide, man. And his word is always true.
Amen. Well, coming to that, that's why we named Jireh. My God, my provider.
Yeah.
One of God's names, right? So that's Jireh's name, and that's, for me, I always tell the kids, just a reminder that he's our provider. I got to work. I'm not the provider, man. God's put me in these places, where we are, our income and all that sort of stuff. They're all blessings, man.
100%.
So, yeah. No, that's awesome.
Jehovah Jireh, man. My Lord will provide.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Now we're going to do a bit of a continuation of the local councils, and are they legit? Are they legit, or are they just something that's fraudulent, and the government's just made them up, to get a bit of a kickback, with all that sort of stuff, with the paying rates and all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to go and have some answers. You've done a bit of research on it, and you've come back.
So going back, obviously we've done this last episode, but it's a passionate thing that we talk about all the time, especially coming into being homeowners and going through the council rates and things like that. And it's just sort of like it's ignited this I don't know, man. It's just anger, man. Like, what's going on here?
It's
like
injustice.
Yeah, exactly. It's the justice, man. It's for us as homeowners. We're like, council rates. Yeah, maybe they need to be paid. Parks and that need to be installed. But when you look at the amount of rates that we're paying and the amount of people that are paying rates, like, where is the money fucking going?
Mate, with the amount of people that are in local councils, local homeowners or renters or whatever, paying rates to the council, mate, we could have a bloody stadium out there. We would have paid for a stadium 10 times over.
We could afford a theme park in every little park that they put into these estates. So yeah, it's something that we want to just make, bring forward awareness.
100%.
Right? The awareness of, man, where's this money going? Why are we paying it? Is it legitimate? And just digging through it. And I've spent, I spoke to you last year about these sort of things and looking at the injustice, man, because I just can't stand injustice. And I'll be praying on it as well, like,
yeah, absolutely.
where it is, and just digging through it. It's quite simple. It's very simple, but the government has done a lot of work around to try and shut these things down.
So the purpose of this is obviously to provide an education, but I think it's also, more so for the viewers to sort of flick that switch on and think, yeah, right. So what can we do about it? And, we'll dive more into it in coming episodes, but it's more so an education for you, but to really, flick that switch, get it on and say, man, look, what can we do collectively to stop this?
And that's the aim of awareness, to bring that, bring everyone, the community together to have a look at this, but at the same time, do your own research, understand what it is. When you understand what it is and get into the depths, that's on you to come forward with your information. I mean, I'm just providing my perspective and what we've been talking about, but it opens a conversation.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, opening up the conversation, the first question there, man, is the Constitution the highest law in Australia?
100%. So, yes, full stop, 100%. The Constitution is the highest law in the country. It's above the federal, state, the council laws, and it allows, if anything contradicts the Constitution wins. That law is void. So any laws that come underneath the Constitution, and we're going through and doing the research and starting to understand more and more, the Constitution is actually the top law that these courts should be holding up. But what you're finding is when you go through these magistrates and stuff, they got their own laws. It's not until you push them up to the high courts, and the high courts, being the highest courts in the land, have to enforce the Constitution.
And you would have noticed, like in the mainstream media, there's court cases and stuff that go through your local district court.
Yep.
Then it goes to is it the magistrates court?
Yep.
And then obviously if they don't get resolved, it gets pushed up to the High Court.
Correct.
And it's funny you say that because obviously when you were describing that, I was going, hang on.
Yep.
So these guys, and you've noticed it's only like real difficult cases get pushed up to the High Court.
Yep.
Because obviously it institutes the constitutional law.
100%.
Everything else they try to settle
Yep.
at the local district or your magistrates court.
That's it.
Correct?
Absolutely. So they stay at the level, and they've also tiered the level, the lower levels. So they've gone, like you said. There's QCAT, and then they've got your magistrates, and they filter up through these. But the thing is, people don't know that they can appeal these. Right? They can appeal these decisions and move it to the High Court. So they try and shut you down and say, oh, well, that's what it is. This is the decision. This is the court. It's not.
It's interesting you say that because, like I was saying before, because they want to get it at that level because they know if it goes to the High Court, then it's with the constitutional law, and you've got more of a chance of beating it.
Yeah. And so just going through that, and a lot of people, they get discouraged at those courts because they make like, you don't know anything, and they shut you down, like fully shut you down.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you can appeal these things, and you go, no problems. Let's go to the High Court. But I've got these 4 points that relate to the question.
Absolutely.
Is the Constitution the highest law in Australia? Section 5, Constitution Act 1900. The Constitution is binding on the courts, judges, and the people of every state and every part of the Commonwealth. No exceptions.
See, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if we appeal it and they go, we've got to go to the High Court, this is when they start shitting their pants.
Absolutely. And they can't shut that down. Point 2, Section 109. When a law of the state is inconsistent with the law of the Commonwealth, the latter shall prevail and the former shall be invalid. The Constitution sits above both those laws. Point 3, Demden vs. Petta, 1904, the very first High Court constitutional case, supremacy confirmed, never overturned in 120 years. So even in that, they're saying the Constitution is the highest law in the land. Point 4, Justin Latham, High Court, 1942. A pretend law made in excess of power is not and never has been law at all. If it's unconstitutional, it was never valid from day one.
It gives us a really good insight into what actually our rights are because, forever and a day, we wouldn't even look at this sort of stuff because, when people say normal people, like ourselves, when they say you go to court, we're like, oh, bro, I can't be bothered,
I'll just, that's
just go along with it. It's just purely because we don't know, it's just for a lack of education.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We don't know, but this is why we're bringing awareness to this. That last point there, a pretend law made in excess of power is not and never has been a law at all. So this is the federal states installing these councils. It's actually not a law at all because the top, and that down here, here's federal down here, here's your constitution, where we said no on the referendums twice. No, we can't. We don't want local councils. That there is pinnacle. You can't go now and install it and say, oh well, it's through the federal. Well, the federal needs to go through the constitution.
Yeah.
Constitution overrules the federal, but the government is using it's federal powers. Your federal powers don't overtake the Constitution. So right there, it's pretty much saying that, mate, they don't have the authority to do that. So where does it take local councils? Mate, they're invalid.
In a nutshell, they're invalid. So really, bringing awareness to this as well, but it's also just, the way that it can get shut down is numbers.
Yep.
Everyone just jumping on board. And, I'm not just saying, we'll start a revolution now, but again, it's just awareness for you that if it ever does come to it, let's, we've got to bind together as a collective and just say, hey, enough's enough.
It's numbers. And the Constitution actually means the people. So we're the law. Like we're the ones that enforce it. You hear, you work for us, blah, blah, blah. It's actually what the Constitution says. And they've sort of stripped those powers away over the years and put this legal jargon in front of it. But if we challenge this as a community, as a people of numbers, then it's going to get exposed. But at the moment, there have been some successful people that have gone through and gone to the high courts. But because they shut it down, they don't record it, anything like that, I can't find any information and research on it. But I have seen that, for example, this one, Demden vs. Petta, they have those listed on there online, but it doesn't say, it just says it was dismissed or was taken out of court when they actually won it.
Yeah.
So those sort of things are shut down because it's so rare. But imagine if we did this in multiple numbers, multiple events, and just kept pushing through the courts.
And just on that as well, like even with the toll notices as well, in your toll fees, there's people that haven't paid tolls,
Yep.
and they haven't been, no one's come. There's no debt collectors coming to the door because they know, but it's not recorded. There's no, they sort of sweep it under the rug.
Absolutely.
You can't even find it. It's only through word of mouth or someone that knows someone that knows someone that exposes it.
It's invalid. Like, they go through the courts, they go through the High Court, the Supreme Court. They keep pushing up, and as soon as they get there, they just throw it out of court. So there's I was reading up on what one person that sort of went through the courts. He put his papers in, and he asked them for like this sort of stuff, like in the Constitution. Where does it say that you overrule this? You're invalid, as per the Constitution. Give me the notification, because when you get stuff recorded and you ask them for it, and they put it on paper, they know it's going to be treason, because they're like actually lying to you. That's why they beat you in the courts. There's no paperwork goes around. They just use, all this manipulation words and this legal jargon. But if you ask them for like, hey, look, I need this for my court appearance, you need to submit these documents.
And it's a fear-mongering as well, not only in the courts, but just also in community too, where your neighbour or someone will say, oh, what are you doing? You don't know the law. You're just being this, that, and the other. They're the sheep. They just follow along, and they sort of spread that fear mongering, out there to sort of stop you from, when you're on a good thing, to sort of second guess yourself and question, oh, I'm not doing the right thing, but in actual fact, you are. So, in that the Constitution, it is supreme.
It's supreme. It's supreme, and it being the supreme law just shows that local councils are invalid.
Absolutely invalid. Now, the people voted no to councils twice, and you already touched on that.
Yep.
Elaborate a bit more on that. Does it count?
Yeah, the people voted no to councils twice. Does it count? Fucking absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Exclamation mark on exclamation mark. It counts. And so I'll read out just the 4 points in that section, right?
Yep.
1974 referendum failed in 6 states. The people blocked constitutional recognition of councils. 1988 referendum failed in all 6 states. 66.4% national no vote. One of the most comprehensive rejections in Australian referendum history. So that's the second time we rejected these bastards. Section 128 of the Constitution. This is the only mechanism to change the Constitution. It requires the people's approval. This is the people's sovereign voice, not Parliament, the people. So again, goes back to the highest law, the Constitution. We said no twice. Why are local councils here?
Why are they here?
Yeah, it's because people don't use their voice. We watch Origin games and we lose. Fuck. So passionate, people cry because we lost the Origin. These guys are ripping us a new arsehole behind like right in front of our faces.
And again, it swings back to that just not knowing that education.
Yep.
So now we are creating this awareness where, we're just paying it willy-nilly when we shouldn't. Or if we are paying it, let's see something for it. Let's see a bloody Suncorp Stadium in Pebble Creek, because we bloody paid for it.
Yep.
Or a theme park.
Swimming pools, local,
Swimming pools,
public
100%.
swimming pools, like all these things that we're paying for and we'll get nothing. Like these bastards can't even mow the corner section of our estates. Like, where's our money going? Like, when are we going to get mad about this?
Collecting rubbish bins, wow. But yet we still have to pay to go to the tip to take things off. So, this is it. It would be good if we were seeing, swimming pools, parks, a theme park, a little mini theme park. Oh, bro, yeah, sweet. Cool.
100%.
I'll keep paying.
Yeah.
But when we can't even get them to mow the bloody lawns out front, hell no.
And then rubbish bins, an extra cost on top of your council rates. Does that make sense? Like, this all should be covered under their council fees and council rates. Yet we sit here, we set the payments. Like, they use a lot of threatening legal jargon, and they fearmonger people out of like pushing against the law. Yeah, so the 2 points that were touched on the 2 first questions is it's pretty simple, and you can do your own research into this, and it's basically pointing at number one, the Constitution, and number two, the referendums. So the Constitution's the highest law in the country, and number two, the referendums. We voted through the Constitution, so the Constitution's the highest law. We voted through them to say no to local councils, and yet they're still here. Which brings us...
The thieves are still here.
Which brings us to the third one, Urs.
The third one here, man. So...
Question 3.
The thieves are still here, but why do constitutional arguments against councils keep losing in court?
Yeah.
Is it because we're still dealing in the district courts and stuff? We haven't pushed it up?
Exactly. So, we're skimming back and forth, but that's good. This is where the conversation opens up. We've told you Constitution is the highest law. We've told you that we've voted them no. So why are we losing in courts? Why is that? So I'll just read the insert here that we put together. Because courts only answer one question: is this legal under the existing law? They do not ask, did the people consent to this? Those are two completely different questions. The legal questions, the courts answer, yes, councils are legal under state law. The democratic question, did the sovereign people approve this? The courts are not designed to answer that from the inside. So people take the democratic argument into a courtroom and the court dismisses it. Not because the argument is wrong, but because it's the wrong venue.
So is that where we touched on before with the district?
Yep.
And the magistrates court?
Yep.
But if we took it up to the High Court or the Supreme Court,
yep.
It would be...
So this is what I said, when you question through and you do your research, and I'm going to just give you heads up now, people, that when you do this, I kind of feel like the AI, your Claudes, your ChatGPTs, they're sort of programmed to push that narrative and the propaganda.
But before you go on, share before when you were doing all this research, what you were finding with that particular platform that you're using.
Yeah. So I use Claude, and I jump in between because I get pretty frustrated because it comes back to the same sort of answers. So you have to be quite unique in the way you structure your questions. And once you filter it through, these are sort of answers again. It opens and exposes because they can't totally eliminate the AI and sort of like pushing forward their propaganda. So I found that I had to tweak questions to sort of push it into a corner where I get the answer.
Yep.
Not to control the narrative, but to actually get the answer from it. So what it's saying here, and it's, when you pick it up, it says, not because the argument is wrong, the last sentence there, but because it's the wrong venue. You've got to pick up on these little things. What does it mean, what we're talking about? The lower courts, they got their own laws in there. And it doesn't say law, it says just legal.
Legal, yeah.
So what is legal? It's just interpretation of the law. And they manipulate the law. They try and keep you, hold you there, and dismiss your shit. And because you think it's dismissed, we don't know law. We didn't go to law school. Dismissed to us means like, get out of here, you lost. But you go, no, I want to appeal that.
And again, that just comes to the education part as well. And I think, it's just, when you go legal or anything like that, you just go, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Not knowing, like just say, for example, if the Logan City Council wanted to take us to court.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't know any better, we'd be like, oh, bro.
Yep.
But like, sweet. We'll go through it, appeal it, and let's go to the High Court then, and that's when that's when it starts to happen. That's when the real shit goes down.
Yep, that's it. That's when they can't use this manipulation because it's now you moved from their little federal laws and state laws that
the venue,
the legislation that they've put together. You've got to abide by that. But when you go into the High Courts and the Supreme Courts, they have to go under the Constitution. Yeah,
good man, it's good.
So let's touch on the 2 points that I picked up through there.
Yes,
Christie versus Commissioner of Police. Consent-based argument dismissed as abuse of process. So that's where someone went in those lower court, tier courts, and they just got dismissed. UNSW Law Journal 2024 reviewed all challenges of this types across Australia and New Zealand, 0 successful cases. Courts apply existing law. They do not rule on whether the people democratically consented to the system. So again, it's 0 success because it's according to their legal systems and stuff. And again, it just says they do not rule whether the people democratically consented to the system. Because we're not pushing that. We're not asking for the consent. We're not talking about referendums. We're just going, this is legal, and then they just put their legal spin on it.
Yeah.
And dismissed. The question that hasn't been answered, the people said no at the highest level of law available to them. The government went around it at lower level. Nobody in power has ever directly answered whether it is acceptable in a democracy that calls itself sovereign. That question belongs here on this show and deserves a straight answer from the people who run this country.
And that's the thing too, like, you can actually just see it now with the current government that we have, the federal government. It's just an absolute shit show.
It's a sham, yeah.
It's a scram.
Yeah. It's a scram.
It's a scram, man, but it's just one of those things that we just need to educate the people, and this is what we're providing.
Yeah.
It's education. Do your own research, and then share it around with your friends, share it around with your family, because again, the more numbers that you can get on board, the more that we can do.
Yeah.
So at the moment, small steps. We're providing information, providing data for you, but do your own research, have a look at it, but just share it. And don't worry about people saying you got a tinfoil hat and all the rest of it. This is actual law. The constitutional law is king in it.
That's it. This is your freedom. This is our right to have our vote at the highest level for us, the people, that is just getting neglected by the government. And no one's challenging because no one understands the laws and systems. And anyone that does then gets successful, it just gets put through as unsuccessful, or they shut them down, or they pay them out. But there are a lot of people that have been successful through the system. Just like government censorship, they can just shut down everywhere. So, this is what we've been talking about for the last two. We're passionate about this, and eventually we're going to make some community groups or put together something. I'm working on something to sort of bring these voices together. But that's.
But look, man, it's not, we don't want to, pay, whatever is due, because, we've got to render unto Caesar.
Yep.
What we have to do. But we just want to see where it's going, and make sure that it's legal and it's right. And if it's not right, well, you're not getting what we have to pay for. It's got to go to the right avenues. So this is what we're talking about, and just doing the right thing, and providing that information and education for you guys. Have a look, do your own research, but and once you get it, share it. That's the best thing. Jump on your socials and say, look, I found this on, we shouldn't be paying tolls, we shouldn't be paying rent, or I found this on local council. It's your right.
It's all right. Comment below, link something below.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you got something for us, we can put this forward. But, that the living in Australia now is so tight, and this is what we touched on when we first opened up. Kids paying $6.95 rental, living expenses going up, petrol prices is blowing out, and yet we're one of the most taxed countries in the world. Where is it going? They tax us on everything. So I think the majority of Australians have had enough, and we're done with this shit.
Yeah, they tax us on everything, but we don't see anything for it other than Medicare and the odd Centrelink thing. But then again, it's still, up for discussion, up for debate, I guess, hey? Sully, that was pretty deep, man. You're a pretty smart man, eh?
Pretty, that was interesting, guys. So we'll touch a bit on this more later down the track. But I think if we keep the conversation open, you get more viewers that are seeing and putting, contributing their comments, because this is, according to my research and what we're looking at the moment, having discussions over, you might have a perspective that's different. Man, we're open dialogue.
Yeah, man, we'll run it again in future episodes. But yeah, man, do your own research. Whatever you find, man, share it with us, share it amongst your friends and family, man, because that's the only way that this information is going to get out. And I wouldn't be surprised if this gets deleted or something gets edited when we post it.
We might get censored, man, but we'll just keep reposting, man.
But I'll keep this. That's why I want the hard drive. So keep the real version on the thing. But good, man.
Good
Awesome,
session.
bro. Awesome. Man, NRL. So this is the Sunday of round 9. So we've got they had the Friday games and Super Saturday. So we'll touch on those. The Friday game, Bulldogs and Cowboys. Well, we won't touch on that one. We will. The frauds, the Bulldogs. I'm a Bulldog supporter, so Yeah, the Cowboys did them.
Yep.
Fifth straight loss for the Dogs. It's not looking good there, man.
Yeah, so that's so inconsistent and out of touch at the moment. The Bulldogs. That I picked the Cowboys. Who'd you pick in your tipping? Obviously, you stay loyal.
No, I did stay loyal, but I was going to change it because I knew the Cowboys were going to win.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
So you knew.
Yeah, bro, 100.
Yeah.
100. But even I missed the game, so I was down at training on Friday night, and when I got home, I was getting all the text messages and everything, and saw the score line. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
But even reading in the socials, bro, it was the same thing that happened last week. You know, no attack. You know, nothing was going. You know, and they just looked absolutely rubbish, and that's a disappointing thing. You know, I could cop a loss. I'm a bit of a sore loser, but I can cop a loss if we're trying, or you know, we've got something.
Some things you need to work on.
Yeah, or we can, we've got something there that can work, but it's just absolutely looking rubbish for them.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's the hard thing about the Bulldogs is like, you know, they can perform one week, they're just polar opposites of what they do. If they win, they're strong in defense, strong in attack. When they lose, it's like no one's there. It's like nothing's happening. You can't even put a finger on it, which means to me it's not a technical thing, right? It's not your technical approach, your strategies, anything like that. For me, I kind of feel like it's all mental. It's up in the head. It's cohesion. Everything's just falling apart.
Yeah, I can't help but think that old Gus Gould's got something to do with it because the smells of what was happening at Penrith when he was there, when he was general manager of football there, sort of the same thing. So, yeah, but I can't take anything away from the Cowboys, man. They obviously played well, and there was a funny thing there where Reid Marnie shared the Bulldogs post on his Instagram.
Yeah, what do you do?
He shared the post of the scoreline that the Bulldogs post.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the into the clip, but it just showed the scoreline that the Bulldogs posted, and he shared it from his Instagram. So it was a bit of a dig at the Dogs. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because they let him go away. Well,
No.
Yeah.
Look, he had some deficiencies, but he's doing better than what Hayward's doing. I'm not too sure what's going on there.
Yep. Well, let's move on from that sore sore spot from you. Yep.
Dolphins and Storm.
I picked the Dolphins on this one.
I went the Finns as well. Mate, it was good to see old Bostock back too from his ACL.
Oh,
scored a couple of good meat pies in, didn't he?
How good is he, eh?
He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. It was good to see him back there from stride.
Yeah.
But the Storm again. What's happening?
Oh man.
They started all right. Like they were 10. Was it 10-6 at half time? I think 10-6 at half time.
Well, they were up 10-0 at one stage, weren't they?
Yeah. And they were looking good. You know, everything was sort of going, and then come out in the second half. The Dolphins just come out there. And
I think the Finns scored just before half time. Like
yes. It was just before half time. Yeah, it was 10-6 at half time.
Yeah. When they scored that, I went, Finns have got it.
Yeah. Same, 100%. I was the same thing. When they scored just before the half, I was like, it's not looking good for
So is that 5 losses now from the
I think it's
5 in a row?
6 or 7, I think. I think it's 6. We'll have to do some research, but I think it's 6 or 7.
6.
6 wins?
Yeah. It's in our notes.
6. So do I need to Sully, I need your glasses.
6 in a row for Storm. Is that era dead? Is the Storm era come to an end?
It's a real. They're like. They've got good cattle, but they're playing like, I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's over.
But they've got, they have, man. They've got some unique players, but like, Hughesy wasn't there.
Yeah. That's
all that wasn't there.
See, the thing is, though, like, I guarantee you, like, Munster's going to get picked for Origin. Was it Harry?
Harry Grant would be picked for Origin.
Harry Grant would be picked for Origin.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if those guys carve up New South Wales. But then they'll be questioning, well, why can't you do that for the Storm?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to that old thing where we've got quality players around you. You always play well.
Yeah.
But they've done that before in the past. Like last year, they've got the same players, minus Sofa Solomona. Coates is injured. Tui Kamakamita, he's injured. But without those players, they still perform. So
yeah,
it's a weird one.
I know. I was watching Cam Munster play, and when I watch Cam Munster play, I just think he has he needs to reinvent his game. He's been playing the same style of footy from the beginning. You know, he's I just watched him, man. It's like they know his play and shut him down.
Yeah.
Like he's just got nothing there. He's just handing the ball off.
Do you think Cam Munster needs to reinvent himself?
100%, man. Like you look at the great halves, man. They changed their games. They got all different arsenals. Like this is why Cleary's the best, right? He can run, he can kick, strategic play, ball play, and he changes it up during the whole game.
Yeah.
Sometimes he runs, sometimes he passes, sometimes he chips over the. He's just man. That guy's his weapons are just all over the place.
One thing about Cleary too, they talk about his tempo is that when he gets the ball, you know, he either slows down or he plays pace, depending on what the defense is showing him.
Yep.
He doesn't have that one thing where he just gets it and runs all things. He's got to either pass it or he'll take it slow or he'll go speed, drop under, that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, and you watch Cleary too. He doesn't always have to have the money ball. Most times he just catches and just gets it out.
Yeah.
You know, gets it out. Man, different level. I think Munster right now, he's bouncing around a lot.
Yeah.
He plays that style where he's sort of like, you know, he just jinks and then all of a sudden creates an opportunity. But I think the defense around him just like, no, man, we know what you do now.
Those two players there. Munster, obviously in NRL, and you know in the competition there's a bit off, but Munster at Origin is gun.
Yeah.
Cleary NRL, gun. Cleary at Origin,
Yeah.
bit off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny those two players have, you know, different contrast between them.
Yeah.
You know, Munster sometimes can be good in NRL, but when he plays Origin, bro, he's a different beast.
Yeah.
Where Cleary plays Origin, he's there, but he's not consistently there as what he is in NRL.
No, I see that. Like Cleary's, man, to me, he's like, mate, he's going to be up top 3, easy.
Oh yeah,
all time,
absolutely,
all time. But yeah, you're right. You picked on that. But like, are we being a bit more critical because it's Origin? You know, you really want them to perform. He's got all these elite players around him. He should go up to that extra level, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And the pressure should be off him because he's got so many guns around him.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. So, and it'll be an interesting series this year. And you know, when it comes there, we'll touch more on it.
Yep.
Super Saturday. First game of the rank there was the Titans and the Raiders. Raiders got it done. Simi Sasangi.
Holy.
Bro.
What's this guy on, eh?
How good, man.
He's just a powerhouse. He's running clean lines. You can put him in the centre. You can put him in second row. Put him anywhere.
Mate, he's just one of the he's probably the form player.
Yeah.
Of the comp, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, 100.
Just consistently, like you're saying, you know, he's playing in centre, and then yesterday he played on the edge. Scored a beautiful try too. So
versatility.
Yeah.
I was pretty disappointed, eh? Because I'm at the Titans. I looked at their lineup and went, you know, this could be a team. They had all their players in. You know, they've worked out how to get them all playing at the same time.
Yeah.
But man, no cigar. So they're my only loss at the moment in this round.
Yeah, they were disappointing. I thought, like I took the Raiders, but I thought the Titans would be a lot better.
Yeah.
Than what they were. Disappointed in Tino. He's not the Tino of before. I don't know.
Is he getting too old?
I think with the front row, that's when you're prime.
Yeah.
At his age, you know, that's when you're really at your prime.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
He's been injured a bit, but 100% I agree with you because in Supercoach he's usually scoring quite high. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. He's down low. His minutes are down. Man, he's just done some silly things. You know.
Yeah. The quality of the player that Tino is, you know, you'd expect more of him, especially, you know, being a leader of the club. You know, you expect that consistency with him. Yeah, this year he's just been off, eh? I don't know what's happening with young Tino.
He has been off.
But, good win to the Raiders. The second game was Super Saturday, Eels and the Wars. Man.
Whoa. Camperera. How do you think he feels like switching from Titans? Like, you know, he was a strike weapon at Titans, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was a strike weapon, but, you know, he's got his deficiencies on defence, which was found out, and he's pretty... questionable under a high ball as well.
Yeah.
Other than that, bro,
sound day.
Speed to burn, speed to burn. But man, the Warriors, bro.
Where do you think their success is coming through at the moment?
I think it's just with their forward pack. Jackson Ford's just playing outstanding. He's just being gun. Aaron Clark, mate, I think he's underestimated. Just his ball playing in the middle.
He's a Dylan Walker, a new age, modern, hard running.
Yeah, well, see, he's got that advantage as well, the size. You
Yeah.
know, he can also muscle up as well, but he's really soft
Yeah.
with his ball playing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
in the middle there with that try that he laid on for Jackson Ford
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I think the key would have to be obviously their forward pack, but also Tanner Boyd and Harris Tavita.
I was just sitting there thinking, oh, Harris Tavita had a blinder, bro.
He's that player. Sorry, man. He's that player that he just. It's good for him to let Tanner Boyd just direct the team.
Yep.
He just plays off that.
He just plays off that, threw some money balls. But yeah, you touched base. Tanner Boyd, man, he's just like his decision making right now is just working wonders. He's running, he's drawing in the line. You see him straightening up?
That's the key, is his running and just straightening
He
up.
just straightens up that attack, man, and he hits some nice little short balls. I watched the pre-match interview with Webby.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Not missed it.
Okay, so Metcalf's on the bench, right? And they question him about it, like you got your halves rotation, top elite quality, Metcalf's top, player. What's to go with him being on the bench? And Webby came out straight and said, these two guys that are playing right now are my form players. Like Metcalf's great, he's fantastic, but at the moment, if something's working and they're in form, they're going to get that jersey. So Metcalf has to work his way back in. So he's there, and we'll bring him in when we need him. And I just thought to myself, fuck, that's a coach.
I think they got found out when they rushed Metcalf back. Which game? I think it was Newcastle.
Yeah.
The one they lost.
Yep.
And he was out of sorts.
Yeah.
Metcalf was just, I think he was overplaying his hand and trying to be too hard, but then they switched back to Tanner and Harris Tavita.
Yeah.
And then haven't looked back since.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely Tanner Boyd, man. He's just, I think he's found his form when he was playing schoolboys.
Yep.
Australian schoolboys. He used to run the ball heaps.
Yep.
Yeah, that's his game, and I think he's found it now with the Wars.
Well, that really sort of spoke to me when he said that. Like these are the form players. They get the jerseys. He needs to work his way back in, because when I look at say the Tigers, right? Luo was out. They were carving with Jock Madden in there.
Oh yeah.
And Dewey, right?
Yeah.
And then Luo comes back and they lose their game. But I think they clawed it back the next game. Same with the Broncos. They had Duffy.
Yep.
Have you seen that? Yeah.
Yeah.
He came and he just absolutely carved up. And then the very next game, Reynolds was back.
Yeah.
And they've just been getting flogged ever since, So the coaching side, when you got form players, it's always been a thing. We're growing up, right? If you're in form, you get that jersey.
Yeah, if you're
You don't get the
well,
jersey by your name,
No.
but because you're getting, players now they get their salaries and they bought into the team, and I kind of feel like there's pressures on coaches like we bought this guy for $600,000. We need to put him into the starting lineup. Like, nah, man, he needs to perform to be there as well.
Yeah. Sometimes you do have to play those players because you are paying, that money is no use having that
Yep.
$700,000 player playing
Yep.
New South Wales or Queensland
Yep.
Cup, you get it. But again, it's if that player that's stepped in is performing,
Yeah.
well, you gotta let him run, man. Let him run it.
But that's what I'm saying. So now it's sort of changed the way the selections are done. You get like a David Fafita. He was at the Titans on millions. This is the problem.
Yep, the Wires, I think they'll go deep into the finals, man. I think they'll go close to the grand finals, to be, in my opinion. And the next game on Super Saturday, the Roosters and the Bronx. How did you feel? Do you think you were hard done by?
Well, I'll be honest, man. To my Broncos people there, I selected the Roosters. I picked the Roosters in this round. I mean, I looked at their past performances, man. They've just been like Teddy's been on fire, and the whole team's just gelled, man. And they're having some big score lines in the last couple of games.
Man, they got off to a good start, 24-0 at half time.
Yeah.
Bro, they were just rolling through.
Yeah.
And Teddy again, eh?
Yeah.
Do you think Teddy will be in the Origin framework?
Man, if he accepts it 100%, he'll be my first pick choice. Would he for New South Wales?
Oh, I'll pick him.
Yeah.
His form, the last, this season, bro, he's been outstanding.
I'll go as far as to say, sorry, man, please don't select him. Please.
Yes, he's that player, right?
Yeah.
For Queensland, did you see his name?
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah. We touched base on that last time, and Dylan Walker is good. He's all this, but man, if you got a strike weapon like that, man, you don't leave that in the cabinet, man. You bring those guns out to fire them.
Yeah, 100%. And I hope, I know we'll talk about more Origin when it comes up to it, but I just hope that New South Wales don't go down that track of doing, we'll do the Penrith style of football. It doesn't work at Origin level.
No,
it didn't work in the past, so I just hope that. Man, Teddy's the form player, and Laurie Daly has said he will pick on form. Whether he does it or not, it's another story.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, I wouldn't put Critter in centre.
Yeah.
I'll put my cousin Kotoni.
Yeah.
And Trell Mitt in the centres.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, did you feel like you were robbed?
No, not at all, man. Not
Even
at
though
all.
you picked the Roosters?
Yeah, I picked the Roosters, and then I saw the Broncos, and I'm like, they're coming back, but they're not going to close it out. The thing is, again, with this rotation of all these star players coming back, they think, we're going to get a leg up. But if you watch the competition, if the team's playing strong, and the Broncos have been playing pretty strong without these players there, I kind of feel the cohesion just breaks up a bit, and they have to get like that combinations going again.
Yeah.
So I knew that the Roosters were going to get up, but I was a pretty good strong fight from the Broncos.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think we touched on it last week as well. This is sort of Madge Maguire's bread and butter. He loves it when his back's against the wall.
Yeah.
That's the way he loves to coach. He loves to sort of really get into the players, and Broncos nearly did it. But the Roosters were just too strong when they got off to their fast start.
Too much of a head start, man.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so the games today, we've got the Knights and the Rabbitohs. Who'd you go?
Yeah, I saw Ponga back in the line. Knights are back to full strength.
KP's back.
KP's back. Dangerous. But I think the Rabbitohs have got to a stage where they're starting to gel. Dufty at the back, man.
Bro, he's been gone, eh?
Bro.
He's been gone.
He's back, man. He's opening up. He's got that speed. I think he's actually changed the attack and the defence of the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, he come back from England, got placed in the New South Wales Cup, and now with Jai Gray out.
Yeah.
Bro's been filling in all
He's
right.
taking the opportunity.
Yeah. I went the Knights purely on KP being back, because when KP's back and Dylan Brown there as well, mate, it's just their attack just seems to be pretty seamless. It just frees KP up and just see him just wander the field, either side, take out a bit of kicking as well. So I think it'll be a good game. But I went the Knights. The second game for Sunday, Sharks and the Tigers. That'll be a good game.
Good game.
Sharks are at home, mate. Who'd you go?
Tigers. Yeah, I went Tigers.
Yeah.
I think they, for me, I just looked at it. I thought it would be a tight game, but then I just Tigers have actually proved themselves. They've they're not pretenders anymore. They're like, we're here to play. They
certainly have. I went the Tigers as well, even though with Kai Pearce-Paul out. But I think Benji's just got those guys humming.
Yep.
They're doing really well. And the last game on the Sunday is the Panthers and the Sea Eagles. Mate, this will be a cracker game.
I reckon, absolutely. Two form teams, eh?
Two form teams. Sea Eagles loving Fosball. Who'd you go?
I went Panthers. I stuck with the Panthers. I mean, it's a home game. They know it's a big game, and this is probably going to tell where the table's going to sit, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the table's been the ladder has been pretty inconsistent, but it's now just starting to settle.
The whole season so far, even for tipping, has been it's out there,
nightmare, man.
Oh, it's out there, man. I went Panthers as well. I wouldn't be surprised though if Manly turned up and got them.
100%. Yeah. For me, it's sort of like a 50-50, but I'm leaning towards the Panthers.
Yeah, just purely on what they can do.
Who the Panthers are, and Cleary. Cleary to me, man, that's a bonus point.
Yeah, Panthers for me, as I said, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if Manly just did them. But cracker of a game. Nice one, Russ. Alrighty, and then our next segment is what we've been running for the past few eps there, man. The blast from the past.
Blast from the past.
It's sort of good, man. For me, when we talk about sort of stuff, it really gets you back. It is a blast from the past, but those times.
Yeah.
You sort of think about where you were when you were doing it, or what was happening. What's your blast from the past, man?
So we still got the list from last week, and I think we just go through and clean it out. We've done the All Blacks, yeah.
Yep.
And we've done the Game Boy one, eh?
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go. The Once Were Warriors. I'll go that. Well, the memories it brings.
The Once
back.
Were Warriors was probably the best comedy movie ever made in New Zealand. Mate, it was at the time, mate, it was just a real hard hitting film, wasn't it?
It's hard hitting for us because it's raw and it's real. Like, we know about these things. We know about garage parties. We know about these drunken, parties where family fights and shit like that. We know that. So for us, it's sort of like reality.
Yeah.
For everyone else, it's just like raw and shocking, eh?
Yeah.
Raw and shocking. And when I go back to that time, man, I remember going to the movies to watch it.
Yeah.
And I was only like 14, 15 years old. And I was like, what the fuck? But the thing is, in the movie, where we live in those poor areas and like that, because it was made in, was it Otara?
Yeah. The state housing.
Yeah, state housing areas, which we played touch footy on those roads because my cousins lived there.
Yeah.
And we could relate to it, and it's sort of like, whoa, this is cool, Even seeing our country, when the movie came out and, we were watching in Australia and all that, you're just like, that's my home. That's where we're from.
It's funny you say that too, because at the time, when you go to your cousin's house, whether it be south, west, wherever, you just go there because, see, it's my cousin lives there, and you do it. But when you look back on it and you watch it, they go, oh, bro, was it like that?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, was it that rough? When to us, it was just like, oh, sweet, no, this is where my cousin lives, bro. Play touch out on the road or whatever, go to the shop, play Spaceys.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And when we say it's reality, like, that's actually what happened. It's not like over dramatized or anything like that.
No, it's actually, it's true.
It's legit, man. Full on punch ons, drunken raids, kids crying in the rooms. It's just like, man, it's a depressing part, but yeah.
Yeah, it was
when
real.
I think of that, it's like, it's our childhood. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing I got from the Once Were Warriors was that I went and saw it at the movies, and then that same day I went home and watched Shoreline Street and saw Jack the Muss, Timmy Morrison. It's Dr. Ropater. So the main actor, Jake Hickey, was played by Timmy Morrison, famous New Zealand actor.
Yeah.
And if you've seen Once Were Warriors, everyone has. As rough as guts, beat up death and all the rest of it. But he also played Dr. Ropater in the New Zealand soap opera Shoreline Street. Totally night and day characters. So go to the movies, you see him beating up his missus, and then he's a doctor on Shoreline Street. Totally different characters, and it's like, bro, is this Jack the Muss?
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, bro.
Just one hard man. He played that role so well, right? The thing with us Kiwis, man, like, you come here, Australia's a bit different. They I've probably had the same things, but they always know Kiwis as like tough fellas. Oh yeah, Kiwi fellas, because that's all we did it. We're growing up, man. We'd get into fights, and we had all that bullshit, sort of like, when the 98 rap battles and that come out, you had your like, oh yeah, West Side, I'm from the West Side, South Side, and like, you don't even know shit, man, but we're just dickheads like that.
I wonder if it's, I don't know, the environment there. Like, I've always felt that Kiwis living, no offense, fam, but the people living in New Zealand always have a chip on their shoulder.
Yep. Yeah.
For whatever reason, and I think that's why that sort of stems from, wanting to be better, get into scraps and all the rest of it. But here in Australia, I think it's because it's such a good environment here.
Yeah.
Like, everything's available. I can go to the beach, or the weather's good as well.
Yeah.
That
100.
we just sort of flow.
Yeah.
Like, we're happy, it's all good, got good jobs,
Yeah.
we've got roof over our head, all that sort of thing. Do you think it sort of stems from that, where it's sort of it's a bit of a struggle?
Always.
I guess in New Zealand, and as opposed to here, where it's sort of pretty cruisy, in the sense where it's sort of a good lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, when you go back to the days where we used to go to the beach with our boys and hang out, we used to always walk around like, man, always being prepared for a fight. You're like always in like fight flight mode. See another bunch of guys like, what's up? What? We're always sort of like looking out, because that's how I felt, like always on the D. Like, if someone's gonna come out, fuck, let's go. For nothing. But then you come here, and we come here the Kiwis that we do see were like, hey, bro, you know, like
Yeah.
that was the attitude. Or you go out and Australians just don't care. They're just, hey, mate, friendly people.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was too, bringing that. It's just in that environment that you're always on the defensive and you're always in the protection, fight, flight mode.
Yeah. And I think even too, when some, not all Kiwis, when they come over here, they still carry that mentality like, oh, you're going to...
The fresh ones, you can tell, eh? Because you do the, what's up, bro? No. Sorry, don't bring that here. Yeah, just get back home, man.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. Oh, not weird, but it's sort of, yeah, that's that sort of mentality. And I think it may be the lifestyle, because, you know, it's so good here, as opposed to Struggle Street in New Zealand, maybe.
Well, we still had that contrast when we first came here and we were on the Gold Coast, right? Because remember, on the Gold Coast, any islanders we see or Māoris or whatever, we're always like, hey, man, what's up? What's up? But remember when we used to come to Brisbane?
Yeah.
And then all the Hummels there, like,
Yeah.
hold up the wall, guys. Right? Sitting there with their beers like this, holding up the wall, and we're like, what's up with these guys? Sabbles? Like, you know?
Yeah.
Because, again, in Brisbane, they still got that same sort of mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that too, like in the Gold Coast, there was hardly any Polynesians that lived in Helensville. Anyway,
There we go.
I want to touch on fashion.
Fashion. Yo.
Starter jackets,
Starter jackets. Starter caps.
starter caps,
Tearaways.
tearaways. How good.
Like, no shit, we were label bashers back then, eh? Adidas.
But see, that's the thing that even Vanessa goes to me, oh, you only buy labels.
Yeah.
But it's not buying the label, it's because, it comes from that.
Yeah.
You know, where we've got starter gear or, you know, the Adidas stuff, bro, like starter, like everyone had a starter jacket.
Yeah.
Or someone got beaten up for a starter jacket.
It was status, right?
Status.
See?
But yeah, it was status, but at the same time for me, I liked, like, because I liked American sports. So I was just like, oh, cool, Star Jack, Chicago Bulls. Or everyone had the Charlotte Hornets one.
Did you have one?
You had a Chicago Bulls one. Chicago Bulls starter jacket.
Sorry, man. I wasn't in that class, eh? I wasn't in that class, man. Lucky I had a friend named Richie Lomanu. Shout out to Richie.
Yo, what up to, Rich?
Richie just always had the gears, bro. He just had the gears. And I used to go to his house. He wasn't home some days. His dad was like, just waiting. You come inside. And I go into his closet, grab a starter jacket. Hey, Richie, I got your stuff. He used to always crack up. He didn't care. He's just like, yeah. Do you remember those jeans when they cut down and they put the lava material?
Oh, yo,
Did you wear those styles?
No.
Huh?
No.
Hell, man, the fobs started doing that. They started cutting down the line. Then the lava. And then one of the ones for school, we had this place that we used to all go buy custom-made shoes in Otara. Do you remember those for school? Like suede shoes.
Nah, I know there was one in Avondale that I used to go to. They used to have all the good shoes.
Yeah.
Crescent.
Yeah.
But no, no suede ones.
Oh, yeah. They were like make green and black ones, like whatever. And then my cousin took me there. My first paycheck.
Do you remember Creepers?
Creepers.
The shoes? Like they had real thick soles.
Oh, yeah.
The real thick soles. Yeah.
Like the platforms, eh?
Yeah. Creepers, yeah. Yeah, I remember those. I didn't wear any of those, but the other brand I used to like was Barker's.
BMC. Buckerman's Clothing, yeah.
I used to go to school with a guy that his old man used to do the dry cleaning for Barker's.
Yeah.
And bro, he used to hook us up with Barker's hoodies.
Yeah.
Hoodies and track pants.
I love the pants.
Yeah, the track pants. You can still buy them too. I was actually going to buy a pair online. Try and buy them online.
Nice.
Bro, it's so good, man. Yeah, so we used to rock that, bro. It was like get Barker's down the sleeve.
Yeah.
And the BMC at the back. Yo.
Because you look back at then, man, when you had those gears, status, everyone looked at you like that.
Status,
man.
yeah. Those ones, like the Barker's ones, bro, it was status hard.
Just felt like $1 million, eh?
Yeah, bro, because you're just like a little poly kid out west and you're Rocky Barker's. Oh, sorry.
Next minute, come up, take them off.
Bro, that was the big thing too, eh? People used to, what do you call it?
Stocked, eh?
Stocked.
Yeah.
They used to get stocked, eh?
So if you don't understand the terminology stocked in New Zealand, man, if someone came up and beat you up and took your gears, you got stocked.
That was a big thing, eh? Back in the day when we were growing up, eh? Because a lot of people, like kids used to, parents used to buy them shoes and stuff and then go into town and then next minute come home in socks.
Yeah. It was just the norm, man.
Yeah.
You start a jacket? Yeah, laters. Like it was good. It was a status thing, but also you didn't want to wear it.
Yeah, it was good status thing, but you're also a target
Yeah.
as well.
Because I remember my sister's husband, Sonny. He was like, because he's much older than 10 years older than us. He used to give me his gears all the time, bro. His Nike shoes, and I used to take him off him. His brother was walking home with his jacket and it got stocked in Otahu. And then, man, fuck, we went around, we found the guys,
True.
Bro, he farsied these dudes, man. But yeah, his brother was only like 13, wearing a jacket and got hiding from these 18-year-olds. But yeah, well, that's the memory it brings. Some fussy and some good stuff,
Yeah, but yeah, it's good times, man. Like, you know, obviously, besides the negative stuff, but yeah, it's just good, you know, just being cool for that little period of time. You know, being able to rock the old starters or the Barkers or whatever, but...
New Zealand used to always throw up the trends, but like if something became popular, everyone had it.
Yeah.
You know? Do you remember the army bags?
Yo, yeah.
Yeah?
Yo, canvas bags, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, one person had it, next one, everyone's got it, and it just becomes a big trend. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was heaps of good clothes back then. Do you remember workshop jeans?
Workshop jeans, nah. Sorry, I'm not in your class, man. Yeah.
Sorry, man, those are all from town ones, but yeah, bro, nah. Good memories, good times. All right, man. We're done and dusted for another episode.
Yeah, that's us, bro. We've done it again. Just got to keep the consistency.
Keep it consistency. Again, man, do your research on that on the local government, the local councils and stuff as well, man. It's just absolutely fraudulent what they do. But yeah, do your research, share it around with your friends, make sure to comment around, subscribe as well, man. But we'll be back again next week.
Awesome work. Thanks for being with us.
Yo.
Shoutouts.
Laters.
So far.